So as I'm waiting for you guys to jump on, I'm just going to tidy up my wires here a little bit. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. This is a live class for my patrons, and it won't be a class that is open for the public. This is going to be unlisted on YouTube. So if you do happen to be here live and you're not a patron, well done. Good luck. You've got a free yoga class here, but I haven't announced this. So I think that probably it's just you patrons. Now, a few people are here. Please do come up to the screen just very quickly. We will start the yoga class in a couple of minutes, and just say hello. Let me know who you are so that I can maybe even call you out by name during our sequence. And for those of you that are watching the recording or you're not coming up to chat, please do make sure that you have a strap. I've got mine back there by my mat. You're going to need a strap in our class today. Okay. Everyone is on their mat, ready to go. So I'm going to start right now. Okay, great. We've got quite a few people jumping on here. Please, would you just type into the chat that you can hear me okay? Before I go back, I really do want to make sure that everything is functioning well, that you can hear me okay. We've got lots of people on here today, but I don't know who anyone is. Maybe the chat's not working. I hope that everything is good because I want to start. Before I go back, so first of all, again, remember that you have your strap. The class today is going to be done all lying down on your back. That doesn't mean it's Shavasana for a full 20-25 minutes. It isn't. We're going to be stretching the hips, the legs, all around the legs and the hips, and we'll be doing some nice twists and a little bit of arm strength stuff too, even though we're lying down. So you'll see how it goes. So thank you for joining me. I am now going to go back to my mat. I hope that you can hear me all right. I presume you are because everyone is still on. So you've got your strap. We're not going to use it at the very beginning, but do have it next to you so that it's ready for the get-go. Sit on your bottom. Make sure that your feet are on the floor, your knees are bent, and from here, lie down. So if you've got a ponytail in that's just at that point where your head touches the floor, just slide it down a little bit because we're going to be here for a while and it will really annoy you if it's digging into the back of your head. From here, draw your left knee in towards your left shoulder and straighten your right leg long down the mat. Now press that right leg down really firmly into the floor so that more of the back of your leg is making contact with the ground. Then bring that left knee a little bit more out to the left. And with your right hand, pick up your head here, grab the foot, but keep the ankle really strong and solid so the foot doesn't curve in towards you. Lie back down again and see if you can maybe draw very gently your foot a little bit closer to your face and your knee a little more out to the side. Then release your hand and again draw your knee back in towards your shoulder. And release that left leg, lengthen it long down the mat and get your right knee. If you're interlacing your fingers around the knee, then change the dominance of the clasp. One hand lower than the other is also fine. I think the interlace clasp is a little stronger. Bring the right knee a little more out to the right so that you can draw it more closely in towards you. And remember that leg you can't see, the left leg. Really strong. Press it down into your mat. Reach long with that left heel. Then again, a little bit more outer rotation in the right leg. Take your left hand off the leg and then bring it onto the ankle and gently bring the knee to the right and the foot more in towards your face. So you're pointing that knee a little bit more out towards the side, away from your face. Then take your left hand away. Put your hand back onto the knee, so back in that first position, possibly with a little bit more ease and space now. Then take your hands off your knee, bring both of your feet to the floor, and cross your left leg completely over the right leg. Draw both knees up in towards your chest and put your hands onto your knees. Then bring both knees a little bit more to the left and a tiny bit back over to the right. And again over to the left. So it's a very slight pendulum swing, maybe 2 centimeters to the right and 2 centimeters to the left, maybe not even that much. Then come back to center, to stillness, and possibly draw the knees in a little bit closer. Inhale here and draw your navel down as you exhale, come up with your head. Relax your shoulders here. Your arms do have to be strong, but not unnecessarily strong or tense. Then bring your back and your shoulders and your head back down to the floor. Take your hands away and in space, uncross the left leg and cross the right leg over. Put your left hand on the first knee, your right hand on the knee that's further away. Gently. Remember to take your time coming into the depth of the pose. Don't be overly eager. Be more exploratory and aware of how your body feels and gradually coax it in. And we'll do those little waves to the left and the right. So go to the right first and then to the left. Keep your abdominal muscles stable. Keep pressing your lower ribs in towards your spine. Keep moving to the left and the right very slowly and gradually. Keep loosening up the hips here, putting a little bit more length and stretch into your legs. Left and right. And then finish whatever side you're on, coming back to center. And again, see if you can draw your knees in that little touch more. And press your navel down, knit in the lower ribs. And as you exhale, pick up your head. Again, make sure that the shoulders aren't overly working here. The hands are clasping around the knees quite firmly, but not too much. Then slowly bring your shoulders and your head back down to the floor. Take your hands away, uncross your legs, and bring both of your feet to the floor. Now, half happy baby. So pick up the left leg. We're doing everything from the left to start with today. Bring your arm inside the knee. Pick your head up enough that you can hook your fingers around the little toe edge of that foot. And then bring your head back down to the floor. If, incidentally, half happy baby, the foot feels way too far away, then get your strap, fold it in half, and bring it around the sole of your foot and hold it with your left hand. Now, make sure that you're not leaning too much onto the left side of your lower back, that the right side is equally anchored down. Please do feel free to keep your right foot on the floor, but if this pose is feeling easy for you or easeful for you, then straighten your right leg long down the mat. So you have a choice. Make a good decision here. Gently pull your left foot down and your left knee down, but resist somewhat with the hand pulling down by pushing the foot up a little bit towards the ceiling. Keep stretching the right leg straight down the mat. If it is straight down the mat, press it down. Now, if your leg is straight down the mat, bend the knee, bring the right foot back to the floor and release the left leg. Keep the left foot on the floor, the left knee bent, pick up the right leg. Bring your right arm inside, so half happy baby now on the right side. Push the foot up, but pull the foot down with the hand. Same option with the left leg here, but make sure that the left lower back is nice and firmly on the floor, so your pelvis is even. And if it feels okay, lengthen the left leg long. Rest your left arm here. Push the right foot up. Put the hand pulls it down. And let that right knee go over to the right here. Don't feel like you have to bring it in towards the center of your chest. Then from here, release that right foot, bring it to the floor. If your left leg is straight, bring it to the floor, and then bring the soles of your feet together so that you're coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the soles of your feet together firmly and press your elbows down so that you can pick your bottom up and scoot your body a little bit closer to your heels. So the feet stay in place, but the rest of your body is moving closer to your heels. Then from here, reach your arms overhead straight with the thumbs resting on the floor, possibly not resting on the floor. If you haven't quite got that flexibility, that's okay. The arms can float in space. Or if you prefer, you can hook your fingers around your elbows to frame your head. You might have a bit more success with your arms being able to rest on the floor if you're doing that. But if you can have your arms straight, then have them straight. You'll find when you do have your arms straight that your ribs pop up towards the ceiling. Press them down with your strong abdominal muscles. Draw your navel in, knit the lower ribs in towards your body, and press your tailbone towards your heels. So you'll find that a little bit more of your lower back lowers towards the floor. And you might even find that your knees pop up a little bit. That's okay. If your arms are straight, bring them a little closer to the sides of your head and reach a little longer for the last couple of breaths as we stay here in Supta Baddha Konasana. Good. Then from here, bring your arms down by your sides and use your hands to assist the legs to come up. Bring the knees towards each other. Good. Now from here, you're going to come up a little bit here to set up for half Virasana. And then potentially you'll come back down again. So from here, knees bent, roll over onto your side, come up. Then leaning over onto your left hand, bring your right leg around, point the right foot and bring the foot so that the toes are pointing back and your right buttock is on the floor. Now, for some of us, this is going to be too intense. So please feel free to get a block or a blanket and sit onto it. So your bottom is a little bit elevated, and that will help with the stretching that you're getting here in this right thigh. Bring your hands onto the floor behind you. Straighten your left leg and press it down. Don't feel like you have to bring the knees to touch each other, but do try and have your thighs parallel. Make sure that the right toes are pointing straight back and that even the little toenail is on the floor pressing down. Stay sitting upright, or potentially bring your elbows slowly down to the floor. If you are bringing your elbows down to the floor, then pick your bottom up here and press your tailbone long towards your knees so that your lower back gets a little bit more lengthening. Now, this might be it, but if you have got a little bit more length in this right thigh, then possibly come down a touch more, so that you're giving a full stretch here, not completely full, but as full as you can, to the quadricep muscles on this right leg. So if you're lying down, if you're completely supta, keep pressing your tailbone towards your knees very diligently. Make that your priority. And at whatever stage you're at, we'll stay here for about 3 more breaths. Keep your breathing as smooth and steady as you can. Don't make your breath too long that you feel uncomfortable. Just nice and steady. Now to come up from the supta, from the lying down, press your elbows down firmly into your mat, bring yourself up, then place your hands where your elbows were. Lean over onto your left side from whatever stage you're at. Bring your right foot to the floor, lean over to your right side, point the left foot like a ballet dancer, and bring the heel to the outside of your left hip. Again, quick check that the toes are pointing straight back. Stay like this, or even if you didn't need to sit on a blanket or a block last time, you might need to on this side. It could be that your left thigh is a little tighter. So do sit down onto a 1 or 2 centimeter elevation if you need to. Possibly from here, straighten the right leg. And try and create weight in the left side of your pelvis here. Let the left sitting bone really press down into the floor. And again, you can stay like this or possibly come down. It's pretty hard work for the arms just staying like this, but if you can, do stay like this or bring your elbows down. If you've got a bolster, it's great to be able to prop your upper back up on that. Possibly come all the way down. Keep pressing your tailbone towards your knees. And press the right straight leg, if it is straight, firmly down into the floor. Do a little bit of inner work here of pressing the left hip point towards the knee, whether you're lying down or sitting up. And really be aware of how it feels in this stretch here. Make sure that you can sort of feel it in the outer quadricep muscles as well as the inner ones. It's not just dominant on the inner or the outer. So make little adjustments, little internal adjustments, so that you feel that you're getting a nice even stretch throughout the thigh. At the same time, make sure you're not gripping or tensing in your jaw, your shoulders, your hands, that the rest of your body isn't reacting to the stress. Now press your elbows down if you're lying down. To come up, place your hands very purposefully on the floor to push yourself up. Lean over to your right, straighten that left leg. And again, both feet on the floor, lie all the way down and get your strap. And put the strap underneath the sole of your right foot and straighten your right leg. So we're going to be stretching the backs of the legs now. Keep the left foot on the floor if you need to, or lengthen your left leg long down the mat and press it down. Now, as you stretch the back of this right leg, turn the right knee a little to the right. Draw your navel down into the floor and come up with your head. Walk your hands up the strap. Keep pressing your navel down. Keep pressing the lower ribs down. And then slowly come all the way down to the floor again and put both lengths of the strap into your right hand. Put your left hand on your left thigh, reach for the left knee, and slowly bring your right leg out to the right. Now, your left arm can feel the left hip point coming up at some point. As soon as it starts to come up, and don't bring the right leg down anymore. We want to try and keep your pelvis parallel to the floor. Keep the left buttock down. Turn the right little toe down towards the floor a little bit more and the inner heel up. On your next inhalation, bring that right leg all the way back up again. Bend the knee. Take the foot out of the strap. Pick up the left leg. Put the strap underneath the ball of the foot, so just below the toes. Keep the right foot on the floor if you feel like you need to, or straighten the right leg long. And again, turn that left knee a little out to the left. Squeeze the left leg strong. And when you're ready on a next exhalation, knit in the lower ribs and pick up your head. Walk your hands up the strap. You can see the right foot here. Make sure the toes are pointing straight up and press that right leg down. Keep breathing. Then slide your hands down the strap, land your head. Put both lengths of the strap into your left hand. If, like me, you're near a wall, you might need to scooch away a little bit here. Lengthen the right leg long if you moved, or keep the foot on the floor with the knee bent. It's your choice. Put your right hand on the right thigh and then slowly bring the left leg down towards the floor. And again, the right hip point is your reference point here. If it comes up, then you don't need to bring the left leg down anymore. Turn the little toe down, the inner heel up, and really push long through both heels. Press the right ribs in a little more firmly. And then slowly pick up that left leg. Bend the knee to take your foot out of the strap. And from here, if you moved off the mat, scooch back onto it. Draw both of your knees in towards your shoulders. So when we began this sequence, we drew one knee in at a time. Now it's both. And rock a little bit over to the left and the right. Bring your feet down to the floor. And make sure that your feet are parallel and your toes are pointing straight ahead. Now, bridge pose. Push your feet down and raise your bridge. Interlace your fingers underneath your back and walk your upper arms really close towards each other so it feels like none of your spine is on the floor. Press the little finger edges and the wrists down really strongly into the floor and press your feet back towards your hands. So now you're really engaging the backs of your legs, having stretched them. Press the back of your head down, raise your heart a touch more and squeeze your knees towards each other. So all of the back of your body is engaged to raise the bridge. Now release your fingers. Slowly lower the bridge, pressing your tailbone long towards your heels. Now, Shavasana. We're going to have just 1 minute here. If you want to keep your knees bent, do. You keep your feet on the floor and have your knees to touch. Or lengthen your legs long down the mat. And as you lie here, really let your body be held by the ground. Surrender down to it. Let all the tissues, particularly of your legs and your hips here, let them soften and rest and relax. Stay here just about half a minute more, giving your body the chance to reboot, the energy to re-assimilate and smooth out through your body. Let that happen on a very deep level, inside your bones, and then filter out through your entire body to the periphery of your skin even. Letting everything permeate, all the twists, the movements, the stretching and the engaging. Let that all soften and let go. Now, to come out of this, bend your knees one leg at a time and roll over onto your right side. Push down with your left hand, then your right hand to come up into a seated position. Bring your hands into your heart. Now lower your chin so that it touches your fingertips. And then release your hands and bring them down onto your thighs. Raise your chin and open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my dear patrons, for your continued support. I really, really appreciate it. Do let me know if next month there's anything in particular that you would like us to work on, any particular poses. And do remember that you can come back to this class time and time again. I recommend it for any time of the day. But if you're finding it difficult to sleep, I think that the sequence that we have just done, opening up the hips and lengthening the legs, really does help to bring on a good night's sleep. It's also really good for runners. It's a good sequence to do after you've done a run, or even before, or any time during the day, actually. I don't think that you have to stretch straight after the run. It can be at any time. And much better to be done than not done. So this is a really good sequence for you to keep coming back to. I'm going to put it onto our Patreon page, so it will be parked there for you to come to at any time. Thank you, guys. Take care. I hope the rest of your day goes really well.